guys, welcome back. I thought we would focus on the hips this time, especially with the glutes. Same as usual, working at your own pace. Have the rest whenever you need the rest, and do as much as you can, but try to do it with the best form possible. If you know that you're fatiguing, just to take that break and then come back into the movement when you're ready to do so. Also, if you enjoy the workout, you might want to have a look at the live classes. All the links are in the description box. It's all run through Sussex Physiotherapy. So let's get going. So standing up nice and tall, trying to find a neutral alignment, body weight evenly spread front and back of the feet, inside and outside of the feet. Toes are light, the arches are lifting, the knees are soft, the back is in neutral. 3 soft curves running down the spine. Shoulders are down, the chest is lifted, the chin parallel to the floor. Aware of the breath, making sure that you're breathing, not holding, focusing on the shoulders, focusing on the arms. So start raising the arms up and towards the ceiling, keeping the shoulders deep rested, keeping the shoulders down and away from the head. Think of the arms at raising just as far as the shoulder can maintain its neutral position. So making sure that you're not forcing, you're not shrugging, you're not leaning, you're not hunching to get there. Dropping the shoulders. See if I can keep the connection into the back of the shoulder through the back of the arm as the arms are lifting and as the arms are lowering. Noticing any difference between the right and the left side. One side might be feeling a little bit easier, a little bit harder to move than the other. As you feel that the shoulders are a little bit looser, they feel a little bit warmer, then taking the feet anywhere, hips to shoulder width apart, maintaining that nice lift into the inside of the arch, a nicer support on the inside of the shin, and then as the arms come up, I'm going to start sitting down into a little squat. Without going too deeper too quickly, I'm going to ease my way back, and then I'm going to try again. So see if you can be aware as you're dropping down into the squat, to making sure that the shoulders are not hunching forward, I'm not collapsing down. Just see if I can drop the shoulders, maintain the lift through the upper body, pushing my way back. Watching the legs and making sure that the knees are not knocking in, they're not twisting, they're not collapsing. The arch is still lifted on the inside of the knee, the shin bones are nice and upright. The feet are nice and planted on the ground. So I'm happy with the movement. I feel that I've got a good solid control. The heels are pressing into the ground, the toes are nice and light. I'm going to try a few more. So encouraging the upper body to stay lifted, to stay raised. Dropping down as deep as you feel comfortable. Squeezing your way back up to the top. Focusing on the back of the hip, the back of the bum. Driving the lift. 5. Squeezing your way back. 4. And back. 3. And back. 2. And back. Last one. Shoulders down, chest is lifted, head is lifted as deep as I feel comfortable, and then driving my way back up. Releasing the arms and relaxing the shoulders. There's a little bit more movement into the legs. I'm going to change the direction of the movement, working a little bit in isolation. Making sure that you've got reasonable space in front of you. I'm going to start lunging my way forward onto the mat. It's only a little step, nothing too big, but what I want is to bend the back knee as if I was trying to kneel down. So I'm just going to dip myself down, then coming back, and then I'm going to try the other leg. So I'm going to drop down and then squeeze my way back. Drop down, squeeze my way back. Drop down, squeeze my way back. Keeping the lunge going forward and back, going as deep or shallow, same as you did on the squat, as it works for the hips, as it works for the knee. Making sure that you're landing on the foot, it doesn't feel as if the foot is rolling, it doesn't look as or feel as if the knee is suddenly twisting and drifting across. So see if I can try and find a nicer, stronger position between the right and the left side. Notice the hips. If the pelvis is weak, if the stabilizers are weak, the tendency will be for the pelvis to drop on one side. See if I can be aware of the hips are keeping level as I'm moving forward and back. Making sure that you're driving from the leg, you're not trying to swing with your shoulders and arch it through the upper body. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I'm going to reverse. Instead of stepping forward, I'm going to lunge back. So I'm going to give myself a little bit more room to the back, and then I'm going to try the same. This time as you're lunging behind, as there's a lot less pressure through the knee, you can either drop down into kneeling, or you can lunge nice and long, entirely up to you. See if you can try and find again that nice bouncing movement that goes from one, pushing back to the other side. Checking the front knee, making sure there's the knee bends, your foot and your knee are still in line. The weight is staying forward, it's only the leg that is pushing back. It's the same as before. See if I can keep that steady alignment through the hips. See if I can maintain that nice upright position into the shin. The knee is not flagging, it's not flopping, it's not twisting as I'm lunging back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Relaxing the hips, releasing the legs. Just a little bit more movement. I'm going to join the two movements together. So I'm going to repeat on the same side. I'm going to lunge from the front to the back of the mat. So I'm going to stand roughly in the middle, maybe a little bit closer to the front. If you were going for the straight leg behind, I'm going to lunge my right leg forward, staying on the right side. I'm going to drop down. As I come back, instead of bringing the feet back together, I'm going to take the leg straight into that back lunge. And then I'm going to come forward again, and then lunge back. And then forward again, and then lunge back. See if you can think of your power being from that left hip, or from the left glutes, driving your way forward, squeezing your way back, driving your way forward, squeezing your way back. It's as if I can make that left leg work to support me as I'm driving my way from the front to the back of the mat. Little step, deep or shallow. See if I can just work the best way I can. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On the last one, I'm going to hold the leg to the back. I'm going to maintain my position, keeping the leg straightish. I'm going to start bending the knee and then dropping the knee down. Little drop, a big drop, entirely up to you again. Making sure that the back is in neutral. See if I can tuck the tailbone slightly under, squeezing with the back of the hip, with the back of the bum on the right side. I'm going to drop and lift. Drop and lift. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pushing into the back leg. 8, 9. Last one, I'm going to hold it down, keep it there, and then a little pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straightening up the legs, I'm going to shift forward onto that left leg, and then I'm going to lift to the right. So I'm going to extend through that right hip. Then I'm going to drop back and then come forward, extend. Drop back, come forward, extend. See if you can think of just a little squeeze coming from the back of the hip or from the back of the bum, helping you to hold the leg straight, taking the leg up with you. The main effort coming from the left side of the hip or from the left side of the bum, driving the lift, driving that squeeze. 10, 9, belly nice and tight, making sure there's not my back arching, so I'm not launching myself up. I'm just trying to squeeze in myself up into the lift. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. and releasing back, releasing the hips and releasing the legs. I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing to the other side. So keeping the right foot nice and still, finding the right position in the mat. I'm going to start going from the front to back movement first. So stepping forward with the left leg, and then I'm going to lunge it back. Going forward, take it back. Going forward, take it back. Going forward, take it back. So finding that nice and strong movement this time. See if you can think of that drive coming from that right leg, pushing you forward. The left leg lunging behind. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking the leg to the back, holding it there, tucking the tailbone, squeezing with that left bum cheek. I'm going to bend the left knee and then drop down. Easing back and then trying again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep squeezing with the bum. 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, I'm going to hold it there and then just little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Easing back, shifting the weight forward into the right leg, and then going for a little hip extension on the left side. Then I'm going to bend the knee, drop back, lift and squeeze up, drop, lift and squeeze back. Same as before. See if I can try and maintain the body nice and upright, just making sure that I'm not exaggerating the movement, and then dropping the chest, that the lower back is soft, the tension on the left side of the hip, the left side of the bum, encouraging the left hip to stay extended, and then the right leg driving the lift up to the front. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Relaxing the hips and releasing the legs. This is a little bit more activation through the back of the hip, front of the thigh. I want a little bit more control, but this time working into the side of the hip, side of the leg. So I'm going to give myself a little bit more room to the right, and then I'm going to start lunging over to the right side, making sure the same as I did for my forward and backward lunges. Foot to hip and knee are in a good alignment, so the knee is not twisting, the leg is not buckling and collapsing. I'm going to squeeze my way back and then open and then squeeze back again. So same as I did going forward and back, or backwards and forward. This time, see if I can try and find a nice springy movement to the side. Think of the drive coming from the side of the hip and the inner thigh working together to create that opening and closing. And then once that I'm happy that I've got that opening and closing going, the hips feel a little bit looser, the movement feels a little bit easier, and then I'm going to try 5 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. I'm going to hold it to the side. I'm going to bend the knee, and then I'm going to try and drop the hips as far down as I can, and then squeeze them back up again. As far down as I can, and then squeeze them back up again. As far down as I can, squeeze them back up again. 4, 5, 6, making sure that the left leg is staying straight. 7, the foot is still nice and flat, making sure that you're not rolling on the inside of the foot, that will tend to twist the knee. 9, last one, I'm going to hold it there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pushing back, keeping the lunge a little bit smaller this time, so I'm not going to go so deep. I'm just going to lunge to the side, load my spring. I'm going to push my way back to the middle, legs together but without touching the ground. Then I'm going to go back into my lunge and then back into my balance. Back into my lunge, back into my balance. Think of a little pause, gathering the balance, off again. Gathering the balance, off again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back. Relaxing the hips and releasing the legs. I'm going to try exactly the same thing to the other side. So shuffling to the right side of the mat, giving a little bit more space to the left. I'm going to try and find the lunge on this side. So lunging out with the left leg, pushing my way back, lunging out, pushing back, lunging out, pushing back. Finding the nicest springy movement, no balance involved, so I don't have to worry about holding my balance or finding my balance. Just making sure that the movement again is a nice drive that is coming from the leg, working through the hip and the inner thigh. It's not the body trying to swing itself back to that centered position. Same as on the other side. The movement starts feeling a little bit springier, a little bit easier. I'm going to try 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and then last one, I'm going to hold it out there. I'm going to drop down into that lunge as deep as I can, and then I'm going to push my way back. I'm going to drop as deep as I can, and then push my way back. So there's a little bit more stretch going through that right inner thigh, making sure that again the foot is nice and flat against the floor. If it rolls, the tendency will be for the knee to twist and back. Also see if I can keep that right leg in a safe position as well as the left side. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, I'm going to hold it there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeezing back. I'm going to load my spring just a little and then pushing back through the middle, see if I can find my balance this time. Then I'm going to lunge out again, find my balance. Lunge out again, find my balance. So think of a little pause, just enough to be aware of being in control of the balance, and then I'm going to let go and start again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing down. Relaxing the hips and releasing the legs. Again, it's a little bit more activation this time. Lateral sling or side line. I'm going to try and bring it back into the back of the hip and making sure that the back of the bum really is doing its job. So you need a little bit of a wall behind you. Not much, just enough to be able to put the foot there. I'm going to bend my right knee 90 degrees and then I'm going to put my right foot flat on the wall behind me. So I'm in this position with my foot on the wall. Then I'm going to try and shuffle the left leg forward just a little bit more, so that my right and my left knee are now at the same level. One is not in front of the other, or especially the right is not in front of the left. And then from there I'm just going to push the right foot as hard as I can into the wall. Then I'm going to ease that pressure and then I'm going to push it again. So if I'm doing it correctly, as I push into the wall, I should be able to feel a strong tension into the back of the hip, into the back of the bum. So making sure that my back is not arching, I'm not just swinging. So if you can think of the hips driving and then coming back. So I'm going to push forward and then come back. Push forward and then come back. If you feel that the movement feels connected, it's in the right places. I can definitely feel my glutes, I can definitely feel my bum tensing. Then I'm going to shuffle the front leg a little bit further away. So I'm going to push from there. So the hip is going to start extending a little bit more. The risk here is to start taking over with the back arching, and then start to feeling it into the base of the spine, into the lumbar spine. So it's making sure that the back is still in neutral, so center is connected, the bum is working behind, driving the hips forward, easing back, driving forward, easing back, driving forward, easing back. And then same as before, I feel that the movement still feels quite easy, still feels quite loose. I'm going to step that foot a little bit further forward, and then I'm going to try from there. Encouraging a little bit more extension through the hip. The body's nice and upright. The lower back is still relaxed. 5, 4, 3, 2. On the last one, I'm going to drive the foot as hard as I can into the wall, and then holding that pressure for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Squeeze it a little bit harder. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back. Relaxing the hip, releasing the leg, giving the back of the bum a little bit stretch, a little bit of a stretch if you need to. Rolling down, dropping down if you feel that the back has been catching a little bit. I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing on the left side. So I'm going to get reasonably close to the wall, and then as I lift the left foot again, my right and my left knee should be at the same level to begin with. I'm going to start pushing the left foot into the wall behind to see if I can try and again find that stronger connection into the back of the hip, into the back of the bum. So feeling the hips are moving slightly forward, at the back of the bum tensing to create that full extension into the hip joint, the belly tensing, making sure that the back is not buckling as I'm doing so. So pushing into the wall, easing the pressure, pushing into the wall, easing the pressure again. And then maintaining the pressure going on and off, the same as you did on the other side. If I find that the tension is in the right places, I can definitely feel my left bum cheek working, then I might want to make it a little bit more challenging. I'm going to step the right foot a little bit further forward, so encouraging a little bit more extension into that left hip as I push back. So driving it through, easing it back, and then noticing the difference. One side might be a little bit tighter than the other, so I feel that on one side I might start rotating slightly, I might start arching, see if I can be aware if my hips are square to the front. I'm still facing straight forward, straight ahead, driving it in, releasing back, driving into the wall, releasing it back, driving into the wall, releasing it back. And then same as on the other side, if you feel that you can go a little bit more, stepping the foot a few inches further, and then see if I can try and encourage that little extra opening into the hip there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Relaxing the hips, releasing the legs again, giving the leg a little bit of a stretch, dropping down, rolling down, easing pressure from the lower back and the back of the hips. So I can feel the back of the bum, I can still feel it tingling, I can still feel it burning slightly behind. I'm going to try and see if I can use it back into my squat. So stepping the feet back to hips width apart, to hips to shoulder width apart, what feels more comfortable. I'm going to drop down into my squat, raising the arms up to the front, dropping the shoulders down. I'm going to sit down into my squat, holding the position steady there. I want you to roll up onto the ball of the feet, just coming up onto the toes, and then staying there. Find your balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to squeeze your way back up. Then I'm going to drop the heels down. I'm going to come down into the squat again. Rolling up onto the ball of the feet, staying there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze your way up into standing, and then releasing back. 3 more times. Dropping down into the squat, holding there, rolling up onto the ball of the feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it all the way up to the top. releasing down, 2 more times. Dropping down into the squat, hold it there, rolling up onto the ball of the feet, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, squeeze it up top, releasing down, last time, dropping down into your squat, hold it there, rolling up onto the ball of the feet, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, big squeeze all the way up to the top, and releasing back. Relaxing the hips, so releasing the legs. Legs are nice and warm. So the second part of the routine is on the mat, but I've split the video into 2. So if you feel that that's enough, this is good. If you feel that you can do now the mat work, please join me into that next video, into that next session. Otherwise, have a great rest of the day. Bye for now.